Browns going to Minnesota to play the Vikings. That is where Kevin Stefanski came, kind of worked his way up through there. Baker Mayfield talked about Kevin Stefanski and going back to play the Vikings for the Browns head coach.
I mean, anytime you have familiarity with the system, I mean that's 14 years is a long time. So, I mean, yeah, I think it would mean a lot to him. He's not going to tell anybody here that, but I mean, we have a lot of people that have had familiarity within Minnesota, that Vikings franchise. So, like I said, it's anytime you play people that it makes it more fun. There's just a little bit more friendly competition within it. Yeah, anytime you have that much experience against a certain scheme, defense, and a lot of the same players, then you have some insights, some tips and tricks of what to look for, little nuances. I know they're going to have their wrinkles for us. There's no doubt about that. But, yeah, just those little tips and reminders that he's going to have, we got to pay attention to those.
And Scott, that's a valid point. The Vikings will know the Browns scheme. The Browns will know the Vikings scheme. Kevin knows the defense. There's a lot of nuance to what each knows about each other. Does anybody really have an advantage?
Yeah, that's a good question, Dave. I don't know. I would guess no, because there is so much familiarity and because the offensive schemes that Kevin Stefanski runs and then Clint Kubiak runs in Minnesota, they're a lot alike, because they both learned them from Gary Kubiak, Clint's dad, and that's kind of the offensive system that Kevin Stefanski adopted. So, maybe Mike Zimmer has a little bit of an edge because he was around Stefanski for so long. They've changed a lot of defensive personnel in Minnesota, in the last couple of years when Kevin Stefanski's been here. But really, I think it's a draw, and I'm interested to see how it plays out because part of me says it should be a shootout because I really like both offenses and both offensive systems. But then you wonder if the familiarity maybe changes it. Maybe something's just a little bit weird and we don't have all the points that maybe you'd expect normally.